Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today, or last night, it snowed, and it reminded me that it was time to finally do something else about the sticking rear calipers on the back of the truck. So we're going to kind of go over how I decided that I was just going to pull it apart and see why it was sticking, because I've had several of these apart in the past, and you actually used to be able to buy different hones and brushes and stuff to rebuild calipers, and you can still buy the rebuild kits, although the cost of new calipers anymore is such that, you know, rebuilding them is kind of almost silly. But it was late at night and it seemed like the time, so here we are. We broke everything loose. We got a small snappy claws hose clamp thingy, line pincher, brake line, calipers off, got a piece of wood, got a caliper, got a lift, noise it makes, and we scoop up. Anyways, we're just going to pull this apart and try and show what makes these things stick. Usually it's grit in the form of rust or corrosion in some way. Now, there are several different ways to deal with corrosion. There's electrolysis, there's different chemicals. But really, you kind of have to spot repair these, if that is what I'm... There's no good way to just soak everything away without soaking literally everything away. And you don't want to damage the bores on them. If the bores aren't rusty or, in decent shape, you don't want to make that bigger, where this could get kind of pushed off to the side. If we had steel or any other sort of semi-decent metal that these pistons were made out of, but they are sort of a composite, as they are with a lot of vehicles, and the composites, for whatever reason, seem to just almost absorb rust, and they will grow and create some different size spots. But here we're going to pull these out, just showing how you can use boards here to catch these, because we are going to use compressed air. They're stuck pretty tight, so don't get your fingers in there. And compressed air, pop, pop. We're going to take the 1x out, just leave the 2x4 in. Hit, and there they are. See, they get a little groove in them, and that's where the dust seal rides. The dust seal is not needed for work, it's needed for longevity, to try and keep water and dust out, which creates rust and creates just a general pain in the rump with everything in there. Now, these seals aren't in bad shape. They don't have any holes in them or anything like that. And there's the lip they ride on. And there they are. Take your pick and roll these O-rings out. Now, these seals, these O-rings, this is everything. This is the dust seals will try and help pull your pistons back in when everything's working right, but the actual seals are what hold pressure, and that pressure is a big deal. Went ahead and pulled the boots and the slides out of it. Feel around in there for grit, anything. Really pretty clean, but they are sticking, and they were physically stuck as I tried to move them a little bit. We are going to go through here the rest of the time lapse. Basically, I'm just going to clean the bores, check and see if they fit good with the little wire brush, and we'll see that all the rust is down in the where that seal goes. All the rust is down in that hole, and then between that O-ring land and the dust seal. So it's got moisture in there, but hell, these are the factory calipers from 2002, and it's just kind of to be expected. So we'll try a lot of little different ways, and you'll see what we're up to. There's really nothing fancy to it. You just want to make sure your seals are clean and everything's true and flat, and that it doesn't bind. You need to be able to kind of move these to an extent by hand. If you can move them by hand and the seal is good and tight, not too tight, because the rust gets in behind that seal and forces it to be too tight, and then they stick. If you can do all that, get all the rest out of there, you'll be fine. And here I'm going to put some music on, and we are going to watch me screw with this thing. So you've listened to some generic songs that came with my software here, and I'm trying to get this paint to kick off a little bit because it's only like 50 degrees in the shop. It's still pretty sticky. Gonna stay that way. Gonna stop. Clean the shoes. I really don't know why I left this in here, except to have a moment to thank you guys for all the support you've shown me over the past couple of years. I know the content's been a little bit slow. Trying to remedy that and build something a little different here where we make better content. Heat gun underneath it didn't work. It's just too cold in here, so I put it on an old trailer box. Get the heat gun, zip tied it on, and shut the box. Alright guys, in the morning this should be great. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate everything. Feel free to use our affiliate links, and thank you so much for your time. Have an absolutely wonderful day, and amen.